We were recently lucky enough to be invited down to the stunning Titleist Performance Centre at Woburn to get fitted for the brilliant new GTS range of drivers and fairway woods that have taken the tour by storm. Watching Joe go through the fitting process and having him watch me in return, it became pretty clear there are a few things we could all do to ensure that we're getting the most out of our driver fittings. So we thought we'd share them with you. Right, Joe, driver fittings are sometimes scary places, but we want to get that fitting right and get the best driver for our game. How can we go about that?
Well, I think sometimes people don't recognise enough that different fittings in different parts of the games almost require a different approach. So putting, you're not necessarily going to have to warm up or loosen up, etc., because it's not a very physically demanding thing. So there's a few things that I think you can do to make sure that when you're going for the driver fitting, you get the best chance of coming out with the best spec and the best driver that's going to improve your golf game. Shall I just get stuck into it?
Get started. I'm itching to know.
Right, number one, you have to, please, always bring your current driver. It makes life so much easier for the fitter. Like, where are they going to start you if you don't have something to try and beat? And how do you know that you're making improvements if we don't have a baseline? So make sure you bring that equipment, not simply just so we can get speed measurements and distance measurements, which are going to be key because you don't want to be getting shorter, right, with driver.
No.
But specifically, we want to see shape tendencies. We want to see patterns. We want to see the raw specification of that driver in terms of its length, its swing weight, its face angle, its loft. All of those things are really crucial for the fitter to learn a bit about your game and a bit about how your delivery produces certain shots. It gives us that starting point and it gives you somewhere to go from. And then you can make a tangible decision at the end. You can look at the data quantifiably. Am I better with this golf club? A better for you, which we'll talk about in a little bit, can be completely different. For some people, it can be purely, does this go further? For some people, it can be, do I get it higher? I wanted to see this higher. Do I get it lower because I play on links course? Has this minimised my slice or hook? All of the, whatever it is, and that's another thing in terms of when you establish that baseline, be very clear on what it is you're trying to improve. Your fitter might have an idea of what they're going to improve to optimise ball flight, etc., but that needs to marry up with your goals and what you're doing with your own golf swing and where you play your golf. So please take your driver to a driver fitting.
Feels like a really important first one, that, doesn't it?
It's a big start from me.
So fitter's going to get loads of information from that old driver. You're trying to get better. They can also get more information by talking. Treat this thing like a therapy session. They love to hear from you, don't they, fitters?
I've never heard a custom fitter, and being one myself, I've never heard anyone complain that their clients spoke too much. I've been in fitting venues where we go in and go, oh, that was tough. They just gave me nothing. They didn't tell me what they wanted. They didn't tell me where they played. The feedback was, yeah, fine. It's really difficult. Just give everything you can. Like I said, no one's going to complain that you've babbled on. The more information you can provide your fitter, the closer we're going to get to getting you in the correct spec, because you have to establish, as I said, we've got all the launch monitor technology in the world here that can tell us that raising your launch angle by 2 degrees and reducing your spin by 200 revs, for example, might get you an extra 6 yards, but that might be really counterproductive for the type of golf course you play. We need as much background as possible. On tour, it's easy because the fitters have access to all of the players' statistics, right? They know that player off the back of their hand. They've likely seen and fitted them 6 to 10 times before. You've got all that information there. So it's your job, and don't take it lightly. You've got to get in there and you've got to convey all of that information to the fitter as quickly is harsh. You don't need to burn it. You've just got to get that information to the fitter. Yeah. And it's like we speak about, I always use this analogy, haircuts. It's pretty apt at the moment. I'm wearing a hat because I've had a disaster. I did not convey what I wanted accurately enough to my hairdresser, and I got a bad fit, and I've had to start again. So I've essentially had to relearn again and shave my head. So on that point, it's really crucial. Just make sure that you get enough information across, and do not ever think you're talking too much. It's one of those situations in life, which I love, where you simply cannot talk too much.
No wonder you like being a custom fitter. You need like a talk, don't you? And I find actually, because like I said, they can be scary sometimes. You're not met the fitter. The more you talk, the more you get to know, the more it relaxes the situation, and you're hitting balls, and you're just two people talking about golf. Who doesn't want that?
Absolutely right. And that leads on to the next point, where getting comfortable, make sure, what's the right way of phrasing this one? Check your ego at the door. You're not there to show off. You're not there to try and set a world record ball speed, club head speed. You're not there to dazzle the fitter with never before seen shot patterns and things like that. Your job, you're there to learn about your game. You learn to figure out what that golf club is doing. You're there to see if you could improve that stuff. And again, improvement is subjective. It depends what we're looking for. I've said that before. But if you go in there and you normally swing the club at 95 miles per hour, but you're thinking, oh, this guy must have fit some really good players, some tour pros. He's going to think I'm slow, and you start swinging out of your boots and jumping it. Your strike's going to change. Your delivery conditions are going to change. Your speeds are certainly going to change, and you're going to go home with a driver fit for Kyle Berkshire and not yourself. You've got to just try and put your game of swings on that golf ball as much as possible. And again, it goes back to the talking point. When you see some shots coming out in that fitting, make sure you tell your fitter whether that is typical or whether that's a bit of an anomaly, so you can factor in things from that information into the decision about where they're going to go with club head and shaft. So that ego piece is something I've seen so many times over the years, and you can see it. And I'd stress this if you're a parent of a junior golfer as well. I see that a lot in younger kids who just they want to impress, and I get it. And I can empathise, and I've probably been there myself. I'll try and clatter one. But it's counterproductive to the exercise. Once again, remind yourself of why you're there. I'm here to get a better driver for me in my current state as a golfer.
And to produce your swing on the day, you need to be prepared, Joe. And I fear...
Lovely segue, Dan.
Thank you, mate. I fear this is another utilised part of a fitting, which is just get yourself bleeding warmed up beforehand, so you're not wasting shots, wasting balls, wasting time with a stiff back and stiff arms.
Correct. Quite often in certain fittings, you've got a limit. There's an appointment time, right? You can't go all day.
Be nice to.
But I've seen it go both ways. I've seen people be completely underprepared, walk in, screech the car to a halt, park that across the entrance, sprinting in a work shirt, and then the first 15 to 20 minutes of the fit are not far off wasted.
Yeah.
So get yourself to that fitting early, be it at a driving range, outdoors, indoors, whatever, and make sure you're ready to hit shots from the get-go, really, and that's absolutely key. On the flip side of that, don't arrive 3 hours early and hit 700 balls and be absolutely shattered, and you've started at 110 miles an hour when you arrived, and now we're down to 73 miles an hour and having an asthma attack by the time the fitting actually starts. Make sure you hit that balance point of nice and loose, ready to go, but you haven't peaked too soon.
Hey, one for the shoe guys out there, and I'm one of them. For goodness sake, where are the golf shoes you play in?
Great point.
We spoke about, shoe height and depth and stuff like that. And if you're in your flat, plimsolls, and then you go out and play in some big spiked shoes, that's going to be different.
Yeah.
Glove, clothes. Go like you're going to go play golf, in my opinion. I've done it, and I have reaped the benefits of just being ready for golf to go get fit for the thing I'm going to go play golf with.
100%.
Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Right, next, Joe, you want people to avoid, not distance, but avoid focusing on the bomb, as it were.
Yeah, I've put this in. I see it less nowadays, but it's something still to guard against. There was a huge phase in fitting when Launch Monsters first came out, where it was just, wow, I can just
numbers.
I can show them more distance, and they're going to buy this golf club. Now, that's become less of a thing. People are wise to that from a consumer point of view. Fitters have sort of learnt the game more, and that's not the way to be fitting, and kind of deleting those ones that didn't go very far, boost the average, and get seduced by the one bomb or the couple of outliers that you kind of lean on and go, cool, if I get it like that every time, then I'm absolutely quids in. Sure, I can see where it comes from, but we know golf is a game of misses, so you need to prioritise. It's all very well talking about the best shots. Ludwig Aberg, for example, he said that he barely looks at his centred strikes in a fitting because the quality of golf clubs nowadays, every manufacturer to an extent will have super good results from the centre of the face. Very similar spins. The best manufacturers are producing, and the best drivers for certain people are producing more playable results from more parts of the club face. So comfortably in a fitting, the most important shots to look at are your bad ones. Where are your bad strikes going? Are you losing much ball speed? Has the dispersion dramatically increased? because that's what tells you whether a driver is playable or not the one where you got a 0.0 path, hit it in the geometric centre of the face with a 1.51 smash factor, the greatest drive of all time. Brilliant, do that again. Not many people are doing that very often. You need to see not only where your general mishits are, most of us will know where our predominant mishit is. Mine's always low heel. So all I'm ever looking for in those fitting sessions for me personally, where does my low heel end up? Because I know 4 out of every 10 I'm going to low heel. So I need to know, ignore that bomb. Lovely, great to see.
It's in there.
Cool, it's in there. Where does my miss go? That's absolutely key.
And that comes back to your first point of bringing your game a driver, the one you're trying to replace with. So then you know, oh, my miss with that one was here. My miss with this one's a bit better. Fantastic.
And in the talking scenario, don't be afraid to go. Most of the launch monitors that you'll get fit on, you can highlight certain shots, compare some like for like. If you can see strike location, could you just highlight that one versus that one for me? I want to see the ball speed. And don't be afraid to ask for those things. This is your time. This isn't the fitters session. This is your time to see what you want, ask what you need, ask what you want to see, and find out what you need, and make sure that's what you end up with.
The advice in this video is brought to you by Titleist and the new GTS family of drivers with 3 different models, each with 16 unique loft and lie combinations. It's crucial to get fitted, Joe, wouldn't you agree?
100%, Dan. We both got fitted for our GTS drivers at the Performance Centre at Woburn, which is very much the tour level experience. But you don't need to go somewhere like that to get dialed in for your GTS driver. There are locations all over the country and events throughout the year which Titleist website can tell you all about.
Absolutely. Right, let's head back to us in the studio talking about the next thing to do during your driver fitting. Which leads nicely to your last point, which is once you feel like you're in a place where you're really happy with what you got, keep asking questions and understand. Because your mates might ask you when you come back with your brand new driver, oh, so why did you go with that then? And you don't want to go, it felt great. You want to come back with a bit of information. So that's understanding the why of where you've ended up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd put understanding the why as the reason to make sure you've got a good explanation for your mates.
I would.
Well, there you go.
I like to impress my friends.
Good, and that's good for you. For me, I just want to understand the why. Simply because you just can't have enough information in golf. And if you can take that forward into the next fitting and understand, okay, he's put me in a half an inch shorter than standard shaft and it's costing me 2 miles an hour of speed. Okay, that doesn't make much sense. But it's cost me 2 miles an hour of club head speed, but my ball speed's gone up because I'm hitting it more out the centre of the face. Understand where these decisions have come from. You can carry that information with you, and there'll be countless examples of, why have I gone more upright? Why have I gone flatter? Why is the face angle low? Why is the face angle closed? Don't just nod along if you're... If you don't quite get it, you're
as I'm nodding along now, but I understand what you're on about.
Do you actually?
I'll ask questions.
If you are just nodding along and you're hearing these words like smash factor and launch angles, and you just go, super. Well, again, I implore you. This is your session. You're presumably paying for this time on most occasions. Nodding along again here, Dan.
Absolutely.
Make sure. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask. Fitters like to feel clever. I like explaining stuff to people like I'm really smart.
Like me, you explain stuff to me all the time.
All the time. So don't be afraid to get stuck in. Say, oh, cool, that's great. So can you just explain to me why we've ended up in this setting, why that's better? Get that level of understanding. And even if it doesn't help you with this driver, it's important to just keep building your knowledge in the game. And that's how you'll get the most out of a driver fitting. You'll end up in a better spec. Not only will you end up in a better spec, you might end up better educated. And that is good for your overall game and the world in general.
That is a great cheat sheet, Joe. I want people to enjoy fittings. I want people to come out with a better golf club, a better driver that's going to give them more confidence on the tee. And that is your cheat sheet for the best driver fitting possible.